Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the plot tour at the end of April. A month that could break all the records for being the driest that we've ever had, and it's certainly been very dry. And quite cold too, especially compared to last April. So things have been quite slow to come up, rather unwilling, but finally we have the tulips, the parrot varieties. The wallflowers are doing rather well, as is the rhubarb. As usual, I've put some lupins in over at the back there. Tayberry's looking its best that it's ever done at this time of year. I've also popped some a sedum in the back there with a couple of salvias. Our little daffodils have revealed themselves. We've just been mulching with the grass cuttings on the strawberry bed. The strawberries have been throwing up some little flowers, and actually those ones don't have black centres, so it didn't get that cold down here last night then. But we are due some zero temperatures in the next few days, so I suspect any little strawberry flowers will bite the dust. So we have had blossom on the blackcurrants and gooseberries, which are looking rather nice. We've finally put a hoop frame over the top of the carrot bath, which is needing a bit of weeding, but there are signs of carrots now, which is encouraging. What isn't so encouraging is we're not too sure about the state of these blueberries. This one is looking rather dead. But who knows, it might be in its nature, because they are sort of staggered. The one over there in the pot has got blossom on it. That's supposed to be the first one, and then the one here is supposed to be the next, and this is the last one. So it might be in its nature. We'll find out. I'm still crossing my fingers. So all the potatoes are planted up. We've got 5 Elfie, which were the first ones in, and we fleeced up the ones where we've had signs of some growth coming through the straw. There's this one container here of Pentland javelin. The 5 at the back, that's the main crop Sarpomera, so there's no signs yet of those. They've only just gone in the last week. And that one container over there has got Sharps Express in it. There's 3 tubers in there. So we've got various things that have been growing under the cloches and struggling away, sort of turnips and the like. The garlic is doing well. It's not as glossy. In fact, it's quite matte. But I'm going a little bit yellow in places, but it's been putting on some height, which is what we like to see. And talking about putting on some height, finally the overwintering onions have actually looked like they're they've got their feet into some good stuff, and they're putting on some growth. And the new onions, you can tell which ones are the Red Baron, because they never do so well, the red onions, the ones closest to us, with the white ones in behind doing a lot better. So this is the cover crop bed, fallow bed for this year. We've just cut down the cover crop, and we've got another cover crop in there. The peach peregrine has not done any blossom this year. If it did produce any, it must have been on one of those cold nights that just nipped it all off. But it's still a very vigorous looking plant, so I'm crossing my fingers we might get something from it. So this little bed is doing rather well. That foxglove is going to be spectacular this year. And we've got some blossom on the transplanted cherry tree. They're just fading now. And we've got the lupin here is just overshadowing some tree lilies, a nice little wallflower. And I popped in another salvia. Got a fair few salvias on the plot this year. Oh, must show you we've got a new store for the corral. That's quite handy. That's been filled up with fleece and netting that was in the shed and really just cluttering things up in there. And the tulips are looking good. It's nice of them to put on a display for the video. And thinking about spring bulbs, the daffodils have died down. We've got a couple of cloches on some sunflowers that have been put in just recently. And the red love apple tree, the blossom is out there. It's looking rather nice. This is getting gradually planted up. Salvias, sedums, lilies. The sort of signs of life down here of the gladioli. And the bank is looking much like normal. Still no signs of life in the actual pond. Sadly, I think the clematis at the back has carked it. It was never really happy in there. I think it's just too dry. It's competing against the hedge and the ivy and the bindweed. So the pluot has blossomed. I'm just wondering whether I can actually spot any signs of fruit. There have been some. Whether it would actually show up on the camera, I'm not too sure. So the garlic down here, not doing as well as the main bed, but it should be nice to add to the harvest. Raspberries are doing their thing. They may have been slightly had by the frost, but they're not too bad. Again, the strawberries, this one flowering away there optimistically. Now we've had blossom on some of the plum super columns. That one there. There's one right over the top there. It says looking almost into the sun. And along the front here we have put in some parsnips. So this is yet to be planted up, but we have tried to put in some early brassicas, and one cabbage has taken. So that'll be nice if that actually comes to something. So this has been planted up with spinach and beetroot. There is sort of signs of life. But it's been a real battle with the cold weather to get anything to germinate. It's another fallow bed. And the orchard, we have got blossom coming on all the espalier apple trees. And this pear has really gone to town this year. And two of the three espaliers have given us apples in previous years, so we know that that blossom could potentially turn into something. This one is the damson variety Shropshire. Nothing on that, so maybe not this year. some blossom on that one. Not a huge amount. And back to the rhubarb bed. So we put in some strawberry runners along here. There's 10 of them. Well, even that one's flowering, but that's got a black centre in it, so that's not going to be a fruit. And we've got a couple of tabery tip layers that have taken quite nicely at the back there. And the strawberries are interplanted or intersown with some borage seeds. So if that comes up, that'll be very attractive to the pollinators. I don't know if you can see that shallot in there, that's hiding under some fleece. And this one here is not hiding under some fleece, so I might have to cover that up just to make sure that's protected. And as always with my whistle-stop tours, I'm sure I've missed out loads of things. But if you have any questions, please pop them in the comment section below. Hope everybody's keeping well, take care, and I'll catch you next month. Bye for now.